Before the Transnational Anti-Gang Units were set up, the investigations in the United States that led to subjects in these countries often came to a dead end. There was no mechanism for us to really further those investigations. Since the establishment of the League Ad Office for the FBI here in 2006, and since the establishment of the Transnational Anti-Gang Task Force here in 2008, 2009, we now have a liaison, a resource that investigators in the United States, when they get to that point where they realize that one of their principal subjects is located down here, whether he's incarcerated or whether he's free, they now have resources where they can go to further that investigation. Having an ability to dialogue directly with your neighbors is extremely valuable. When I was here in 2008, I traveled with the Centro Antipandillas Transnacional, the TAG, to Honduras to meet with Honduran police officials. That was before there was a TAG in Honduras. And the sub-inspector that traveled with me told me that was the first time that he had been to Honduras or dialogued directly with the Honduran police. We're not talking about a huge country. They're neighbors. It would be similar to saying that you're from Massachusetts and that you had never been to Connecticut or that you had never traveled to a neighboring state. And so the amount of information that they exchange and the relationships that they developed endure today. They still have that liaison, those people that met on that first visit. So I think one of the things about Cali that's been so valuable is it develops these relationships between PDs. And it's almost never have I been part of a Cali where two officers from either U.S. departments, different states, maybe Los Angeles and Houston, meet and start talking about their gang investigations, and they have crossover, and they start talking about an individual that they both recognize who's been to both their states, either he's been part of cases or been mentioned, and all of a sudden that we've just made a connection there that this is something bigger. There is a synergy between the gangs that helps them grow and become stronger, and quite frankly, as law enforcement, we need to develop that same relationship with each other because they're doing it, and if we don't do it, then we're going to fall behind.